Hey, and welcome to the Gamer Hole. We are just discussing something very important.
This is an emergency recording.
Yeah, we had to stop and hit the play button.
And we're going to continue discussing it after we do our little sync-up clap so that Ben doesn't have to rip his fucking hair out trying to line up our videos.
Let's go.
Aqua covered his hands in spit for this.
Just want to get a good clap.
2, 1.
Oh,
Good clap.
that's perfect.
Ow. That's a little too hard.
And wet. A little too hard and wet for Aqua.
Oh, that might have been. Now I'm rubbing it in my hair. Okay. Anyway, so what we're talking about, we were talking about our sponsor, which we'll get to later. It's Manscaped. Spoiler alert.
Or we could
and
get
I
to
was
it now.
wondering what the record. No. I was wondering what the record for longest pubic hair is ever. And then we started talking about how long other hair gets, because certain hairs on your body apparently reach like a terminal length where it's as long as it gets. Like I think mustaches only get to a certain point.
I never thought that about mustaches. Is that true?
No, I don't think that's
I think
true.
I saw this somewhere. Beards,
no. 'Cause come
no.
on, you got guys
Is
with like
terminal
wizard
length the actual
wizard beards
terminology
and-
for hair?
Actually, true. The guy from Kill Bill who's like, you know, and he like that was a mustache, I think, right? Or something.
Yeah, it like
Yeah, I
blended
think when
into
mustaches
it.
get long, you just don't have it come down straight, and you part it to the side.
They peel off. And then they
Okay, well,
grow
whatever.
internally.
Eyebrows.
It's not just like
But
a cape.
No, but you're right. Like, I mean, the hair on my knuckles hasn't grown
right.
ever. I've never had to trim that. You
Yeah,
know?
or your arm hair. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's a certain length and it just stopped.
It just stops. Eyelashes.
Does that happen
you know,
with
you don't
pubic
get like
hair? I think it does.
long ash.
Yeah. So most people's eyebrows, like I never shave my eyebrows or touch my eyebrows, but apparently Z-Chum, we found
Oh,
out.
I do constantly.
Yeah, so give us the details. Like,
You better grow those
he
suckers
says
out.
that he has some hairs, or like lots of hairs in his eyebrows that don't stop growing. So he's got to take care of it. Which, like, by all means, I'm all in for manscaping. Wow. But do you, because you actually have like, I mean, look at me in Aqua. I don't think we have much, like, it's just kind of like eyebrow. But you do have a nice like angle to yours. Do you add that angle in when you're manscaping it?
No, that's just how.
Okay.
That's how they are. But
I used to
if
have
I
thicker
don't-
eyebrows when I was younger. They've thinned out because I'm old and fallen apart. Sorry.
I'm so bad at it, but I can't like I can't do this myself. I have Katie, like I'll like lay on her lap and she'll use tweezers and she'll be like, "Oh my god, how did you let this happen?" And she'll like rip out hairs from my eyebrows. That
Does
are
she
just,
give
like,
you a bottle too when you're like, here you go,
num nums? Here you go.
Z-Chum.
Rip.
Lay in your. Oh, that's funny.
They get really. I look like a mad scientist.
Oh my!
'cause
You are a mad scientist.
Yeah, it's like,
they, like,
it fits the
Kind of
role.
like mine.
There's
Yeah,
like
Kings.
specific ones that just like shoot out, and I have to have her just take care. I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I look insane. I need
Kings.
help.
Do
My
you
barber does
shave
mine.
your
I
eyebrows?
don't, but my barber does every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because, Kings has some bushy eyes. Do you just
Yeah, you
get
got
bigger
some-
eyebrows the smarter you are? And that's why Aqua and I...
Ours are real thin. We got nothing. That's a reflection of your brain activity. We're just like, what? Got a lot going on.
I think I have thick hair, like, so I don't know, I have thick eyebrows. It's weird, but it's not
You know
that
what they
bad.
say?
I think when you
thick
get
hair.
older, though, it gets worse, like straggly and
eyebrows.
I mean, yeah,
longer
you're
and
supposed to get your,
gross.
like, second puberty.
Yeah. So
What?
I'm really nervous about mine. Like,
When's second puberty?
It sounds like
mine's
you're there,
starting
Aqua.
now.
yeah, you're there.
I
How
mean,
do
you've
you
been talking
know?
about
The
some
ear hair?
and
Oh,
stuff.
that? Yeah. I'm in there. I'm starting to connect like my beard to like my chest. Like there's like stragglers that are growing in here, like long ones, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Where'd that? You know how like old guys have those little hairs that pop out of their shirt collar like that? I'm working on mine. They're coming in.
Aqua,
I'll have a little
get that,
spider crawling out of there soon.
Aqua, if you get that,
Like
can
these
you
guys.
can you please shave a tie into your chest hair?
Yes.
I will.
just the tie, like the bow, and then like the full tie.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Just shaven clean.
Why do you think I've been wearing this with a full neck coverage lately?
Aqua gets like really into turtlenecks.
Yeah. It makes me look smart, like Steve Jobs or.
We've had one puberty, but how about another?
The first one was bad enough. My balls hurt. I felt like Z-Chum the whole time. My balls hurt like the whole time I was going through puberty.
Did
But
you guys,
I gave myself blue balls for years, which we went over. Sorry, go ahead.
I never like. Clearly, I went through puberty. I mean, I still have a voice that sounds like I was 12, but the I never felt like a extreme. I never was all like, oh man, I gotta. I mean, I've been jerking off nonstop since I was like 8. But
So you did go through puberty.
but I mean, that was before I had hair on my balls and other stuff. So like, I don't like. I never felt like there was a stage in my life where I was just all like, oh shit, dude, I'm deep in it, man. I just like, I don't know.
I feel like when your voice changes, that's sort of the
God.
typical. You just like, oh,
I feel like
I'm
when your
going through
parents
puberty, you know.
get you deodorant for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's when you get the hint that maybe
I didn't
body's changing.
I didn't want to wear shorts around my parents for a while because my leg hair embarrassed me. And then I had like hair
just have
come in
zero
around my
memory of
nipples.
any of that.
Then I didn't want to go swimming either.
I was so that's weird because I was super stressed like my whole young adult life, Dekie, about like my facial hair because none of my friends had facial hair
But
and I didn't know
that
how to
makes you
deal
so
with
much
it.
cooler.
No, I was freaking out. I didn't know how to shave it, and I was like too embarrassed to ask my dad because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like, Dad, do I? Like, what do I do? Do I shave like all the time? Do I start? Am I gonna look weird if I start shaving? Like what? I was like, I was scared. I was fucking scared.
If you're the first one to go through it, that's gotta
Yeah, I
suck.
guess that makes sense.
I was like the last one.
And I couldn't talk to like any of my friends about it because they weren't.
But they'd be like, man, you're
I don't
so
know.
cool, dude.
I had ball hair like immediately. I think I was born with ball hair.
Wait,
And I remember
what age did you actually start puberty?
I was playing Halo 2 and I had like serious ball hair. So
I feel like your whole
Young.
life is marked by which Halo you were playing. Like that's your
It
whole
was.
conception of
It was.
time.
Well, okay, I remember I was talking with my buddy.
No, I mean, how old were you?
on
I don't know.
Xbox
I don't
Live.
want to do the
can't-
math.
I don't know how old I was. When did Halo 2 come out? I don't
Okay.
know.
When were you born? Like 93? How old are you?
94.
94.
In 2004, so I was 10.
A lot of people do that with like music albums. They're like,
Yeah,
oh
whenever-
yeah, dude, I was,
Yeah.
that's when I was listening to this. Halo for Z-Chum.
Yeah. I was 10 or 11. I remember I was playing like campaign with my buddy. I was like, what do you do about your ball hair? And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Damn, you were an early bloomer. I don't think I had anything like that until I was 15.
It was just impossible for me to navigate. I was just so embarrassed all the time. I didn't.
That sucks. I mean, that's stuff that you hear about with kids.
Yeah.
So that, but like, I maybe it's just my bad memory because I like genuinely have a horrible memory. I don't remember shit from my youth for the most part. But yeah, like I don't remember being
Dekie,
like.
I measure my youth in when I was playing Halo, so I'm not,
But
I'm
I
not
don't
doing
ever
much
remember being
better.
Like, oh man, look at the bush down here, or any of that stuff. I don't remember it.
When I was in middle school, I remember because you get like a school physical, right? So before we could go to middle school, we had to go get a physical.
I thought you
done.
meant at
It was-
school for a second. I
Yeah,
was like,
I was really.
Well, we do it. There were physicals
Yeah.
at school too
What?
that you'd have to do. Yeah.
no, we've
Like,
had
what do you
this
mean by
conversation
physical?
with
They did-
Chum before
they
about
did,
the
like,
New York schools, I think.
Yeah.
What's the
Well,
physical?
regardless, before you could go to you get into middle school, you had to do like a whole health checkup,
Yeah.
right? Where you had to get all your booster shots and your vaccines, and you had to go get just a general health physical. I think it's the way it's New York State's way of making sure like negligent parents get their kid into a doctor once every 4 years at least or something. And I remember going in and they do the ball exam where they check your balls and they make you cough.
I've never done the cough thing.
And I was a child. I had never shaved my balls and they had just like grown like wild. And I remember like it was like, all right, take your pants off. And I remember I took my pants off and the doctor goes, whoa.
Wasn't expecting that for a 10-year-old.
I was like, what's this guy mean? Whoa, come on.
Whoa. God, that's...
How are you going to come at me like that, man? I'm so nervous already.
Chum responded with, I know, it's pretty big.
I know.
Thanks.
That is funny.
That is really funny.
What, you want to shave it for me, Doc? Like, come on.
Whoa.
That sticks with me actually a lot.
If you were like that at 10, where someone was like, "Whoa, what do you have going on now?" Thank God we have that Manscaped sponsor.
Man, without Manscaped, I'd be a broken man. I would have fallen apart.
Whoa.
That being said, huge shout out to Manscaped. This episode, what am I hearing?
Yeah.
Who is moving right now?
Oh, it's dinner time.
Oh, it's dinner time.
Tanya like hidden.
It's fine. There's just got stuff going on.
I didn't see her behind Dekie. I thought it was like traffic or something. I thought it was like someone outside Dekie's door or something, and he moves his head, and Tanya's like down in the corner, like playing with pots and pans.
She's like drumming on them.
We have like no kitchen, and there's one like little cupboard space where you have like pans and pots, and it's all just shoved in there. You got what you need? Okay. Bang, we're great.
Passive aggressively, like, get what you fucking need. So anyways, thank you, Manscaped. We really appreciate you guys sponsoring us, eliminating a lot of anxiety from our lives. Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner. And our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for this special occasion. This V-Day. It's weird calling Valentine's Day V-Day. That's just weird to me. I don't know. It's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, with our exclusive offer. So go to manscaped.com and use code GAMERHOLE for 20% off and free shipping. We just talked about our balls for like...
I'm not done with this. I have more to say.
But clean balls have never been more important, especially for Valentine's Day. So go to manscaped.com, use code GAMERHOLE, GAMERHOLE, no space, for 20% off and free shipping on your order. Thank you, Manscaped.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Whoa.
Yako wants to go back to the whoa. I'm really trying to move off of it.
Sorry.
Come on, you guys got balls
story.
too, right? Come on, you guys got balls stories.
So
right, guys?
I do have something. It's not related to balls. Z-Chum had mentioned, going to middle school, getting your vaccines and booster shots. I got boosted this weekend. And let me just go ahead and state that this entire story allegedly happened. I'm not...
Well, it's the U.S. government going to come down to Mexico.
It may or may not have happened.
It may or may not have happened. Maybe I just made it all up, and I'm just telling it like it's a true story.
Could be a dream. Who knows?
Could
We should
be a
put a
dream.
disclaimer at the start of every Gamerhole episode. It says, like, the stories you're about to hear are all works of fiction.
So I've been looking to get my booster. I went to the U.S. to get my regular one way back when. Flew up to Dallas, got it, flew back. So this time around, I was like, all right, give my booster here. So I was all like, I'm already a Johnson & Johnson boy. Time to mix and match it. Time to stir the soup up. I'm getting the
Time to be a little science experiment, Dekie.
Yeah. There's that one meme of the guy who's like super swollen. He's like injecting everything into himself. I want to be that.
You know
It's a different
have you seen the image?
drug, I think.
Have you seen the image of the Chad driving the car? And it's like a point of view of a dude in like a Mercedes, and his hand is like ripped and just fucking insanely veiny. It's like gripping the fucking wheel like death grip. Dekie just like injecting, mixing and matching.
So yeah. So that was my thing. So I was filled up with AstraZeneca this time, which is not in the US. I don't fucking know.
AstraZeneca, that's a
vaccine.
We got Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. AstraZeneca is like
yeah, so I'm going international with this one. I don't know where else that's being given out at. But the thing is, they only give it to citizens. And I'm here on a visitor's visa, so that definitely was causing some complications.
Stealing from Mexico.
So Tanya was all like, "I'm going to get my thing," and I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm coming, right?" And she's like, "You're not a citizen," so I was like, "Well, we need to fix this." Luckily, there'd been a situation 9 months or so ago where we had acquired a nice young man's ID.
Allegedly.
And his name was Emilio. Emilio is now 20 years old. And
you could pass. You could pass for a 20-year-old.
Like, all right. So like I didn't know how big this thing was going to be. I didn't know all the details on this, but I was like, I am now becoming Emilio. So I had to fill out all these forms as Emilio. I had to memorize Emilio's birth date, Emilio's other stuff, lots of paperwork, which was why I was like, I mean, in this hypothetical situation, I was all like,
dream world.
Right.
Yeah.
In this dream you had.
Yeah. And so like I was all like, oh, man, what kind of hole am I digging myself in when this goes wrong? But so I was just going on, and then we pull up, and it's at the World Trade Center here, and so this massive fucking building, and they have it in this like big amphitheater, like where they have concerts and stuff, and there's like billions of people piled up outside of here, and I was like, oh my god. So then we wait in line for like 3 hours. We finally get up there, and I got like, I'm like, it's like in the spy movies, you know, like when the guy, he's getting chased by people, he goes to the baseball game, and the baseball game lets out, and he's all hiding in the crowd. That was like me, because like I had the baseball cap on all the way down, like covering my eyes. I had my mask up all the way to my eyes, and I'm like, they'll never know I'm not Emilio. And so I go in there, and then they spoke Spanish to you. Spanish were shit either. Yeah. Like I'm taking lessons. So like, it's slowly coming along, and so like Tanya's all like, I mean, I can't really help you, because if they start being like, you know, I gotta translate what they're saying, red flags are gonna be raised.
Yeah.
So like she goes in first. They're all like, yeah, they check her ID, they check her papers, and then they are like, you didn't fill this out on the bottom piece of the form. And I was all like, I didn't fill that out on the bottom piece of the form. So then like they're literally like, she like walks off, and they're like, you're coming up, and I'm like, oh fuck. So then I'm like filling in all these things that I don't goddamn know what it fucking says or means. And so I'm all like, oh, I got this. And then they're like, let's see the ID, and I give them the ID, and then I give them the paper. They're like, and they didn't even look at me. So I was like, passed right on through. And then I went on. They had a really cool system for it. They had like 50 seats all like set up in this huge auditorium, and they had like 50 seats in like a bunch of different areas. There's like 3 rows and 3 rows, and then all like 50 seats in groups. And then in the middle they had this like table filled with all these syringes and like 2 nurses, and the nurses would just like have all the syringes. I don't know how they do it in the US for like mass injection mode, but they had them all like in their hands, and they were just like, everybody raise your left hand. Then we all did, and then I was like, dude, I am the sheep. And then they're all like, boom, and they were so fast. They were just like, boom, poosh, throw it in, boom, boosh, throw it in, boom, boosh, throw it in. So like one lady just had like, you know, the box for the dead needles, and the other lady was just like pumping it out. and yeah, I got injected. Might have consisted of, you know, falsifying a few documents and acting like somebody else in this hypothetical situation, but
you were like boosted. A little secret agent.
Crazy dream. It was
cool.
very exciting, though. I did feel like a secret agent. I felt like I was And I mean, on top of it, like I knew, but there was Marines everywhere. I don't know why the Marines were the ones protecting the goddamn facility, but it was terrifying. Like all these dudes fully kitted out, big guns, all this shit, and I was just like,
we must protect the vaccine.
I mean, it was stressing me out. I knew that they were. I wasn't gonna have to deal with Marines when they found out I wasn't Emilio, but it was a very scary situation.
The Armada de Mexico.
Very cool story, Emilio.
So yeah, that's that was my fun for the weekend.
Well,
felt like shit for a couple hours, but I'm good.
Just a couple hours for the booster. Me too. I watched The Matrix, and by the time it was over, I felt better. Yeah.
Oh, I
felt
up.
bad. Woke up, and I still felt a little bit bad, but like 4 hours later, I was good.
When I got my booster, I was fucked.
I'm not even gonna talk about.
Yeah, I knew Z-Chum was like done up for days.
I was like a day and a half.
2
days.
I think my booster. I think my booster like triggered. I think whatever all my pain I have going on and inflammation and nerve damage and shit. I think it's all like autoimmune disease, and I think the booster shot just like kicked that into 10 because I got that and we were going to Florida in like 2 weeks and I was still fucked up when it was time to go to Florida. So I don't think it's the booster's fault. I think it's, I mean, I'm sick. I have something wrong with me.
Well,
so
I mean, it calls on your immune system. That's what vaccines do.
And my immune system is already attacking my body for no reason with the amount of like inflammation and shit I got going on. That's crazy, Dekie. You're a little Tom Clancy.
So cool.
Tom Clancy's.
You should sell that story.
Tom Clancy's
Gringo. Vaccine thief, Gringo 6.
You know, they're greenlighting a lot of movies about the vaccine. We could really sell that, probably.
Tom
Everyone forget what you
Clancy's
just heard, okay?
The Emilio Chronicles.
Dekie's sweating and trying to like hide that he's white. As he's like,
Hola, me llamo Emilio.
Gracias.
he says they ask him like a fairly lengthy question in Spanish, like, and then they're looking at him and he goes, "Sí."
Entonces, por
like,
favor,
"Oh, go right ahead."
Sí.
The Mexican Marines like step up behind you like, okay.
They like ask him like, which arm do you want the vaccine in? Derecha izquierda, hermano. And he's like, sí. Yes.
No habla en inglés.
Right or left arm? Yes.
They give it to him in both.
Oh, man.
All right. Stick it in both shoulders.
Oh, God. That's good.
Man, that was... What a crazy week you had, Dekie.
Exciting time.
I also had a little run-in with the law this weekend.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Get pulled over?
I don't know if I told you guys, but I accidentally ran from a cop.
Oof.
On my way to get a haircut.
You did say something about a ticket. I remember that.
Yeah.
You thought he was like going after somebody else, so you just kind of kept cruising?
No, my inspection on my cars is up. I also feel like I'm gonna throw up, so I'm just gonna drink some water so I can finish the story.
Oh, there he is. The man is up.
He's gone.
I don't know if you guys are familiar. There's a lot of states in the U.S. that don't do vehicle inspections. In New York, we do vehicle inspections. So every year you got to go to an auto shop. You got to go to a mechanic. You got to go to a certified inspector, and they inspect your car. It's a fucking scam. It's their way. It's New York's way of leashing a little more money out of you, and it's
Just
all these
like the
fucking...
physical for school. There's standards that have to be met.
It's all these mechanics' way to like, oh, you could, hate to fail you on this inspection. You really need some new wiper blades. We went ahead and put the $35 premium enhanced Rain-X wiper blades on your car. Thanks, fuck you. So I needed an
Where do you
inspection.
guys take your fucking cars? Jesus.
The mechanic, Goodyear.
You need to find like a
Mavis.
good mechanic, not go to Goodyear.
There are no good mechanics here.
Wow,
There's none.
okay.
So I go to my inspection's up, and I got a big ass sticker on my windshield that's yellow or I can't remember I think it was yellow, and yellow is the previous year.
Yeah.
No one should have a yellow sticker
that's
right
pretty
now
smart.
it's
Smart on their part.
It's 2022. Every year it's a different sticker color, so in January if you see a yellow sticker, that guy's fucked. His inspection's up. You can pull him over, give him a ticket. It's super easy to tell. And so I gotta go get a haircut, and I have an inspection scheduled the next day.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I gotta go get my haircut. I'm just gonna drive the car. I'll be fine. I'm going to get my haircut. I gotta take a left turn. I missed the left turn, right? Because I'm just not paying attention. I'm like, I wasn't paying attention. A cop is driving towards me, and he's close, and I see him, and I'm like, this is gonna go bad. He's gonna see. And I look at him, and he is like in his cop car looking directly at me, like prolonged eye contact. Our eyes meet, and he like does this and like watches my car like,
Mother of God.
yeah, like, was that a blue sticker? So like as I pass him, he saw, like I know he saw, and I'm like, God, I hope he's got something better to do. Please have something better to do. And in my rearview mirror, so I just missed my left turn, and I'm like, and I gotta go back and make my left turn. So there's a right turn. So I'm like, okay, I'll take this right turn, and then I'll take another right turn, and then I'll take another right turn. It'll get me back on the road to before my left turn that I missed.
Yep.
And I look in my rearview mirror, and I see the cop go down the road and then do a quick U-turn. And I'm like, he's U-turning for me. He's coming for me. And right when he did the U-turn, I went right because I'm going to make my 3 right turns.
Yeah.
So because I missed my left turn.
Oh, you should have gunned it down the street and lost him.
I was like, this could work out. This could be beneficial for me. I got to do this anyways, right? Maybe I lose him. No way he could
Pull
track
into
me
a
through all
driveway,
these
turn the
turns.
lights off under like an overhang.
So I hook a right, I hook another right, and I hook another right, and I drive a little slow because I'm like, I'm gonna just try to buy a little time for this cop to just, can't really find me. I don't know if he's U-turning for me, even though we fucking deadlocked eyes. But so I get back on that road so I can get on, take a right, take a left, make my left turn. As I pull up to the stop sign, here's the fucking cop. He's been going like 5 miles an hour, and he looks right at me, and he flips on his lights. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's so fucked. He didn't like go anywhere.
I know. So I take a right and I pull over, and he comes up to the car and he's like, why were you trying to get away from me? And I'm like, I missed my turn. I was supposed to take a left.
Yeah, you're fine as long as he didn't flip his lights on before.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he didn't. He totally didn't believe me at all. but he was like, yeah, your inspection's out. Just get it fixed. And I was
Did
like,
he give you a
okay.
ticket?
No, because I was like, I got an appointment.
Yeah, as long as you have an appointment, they're usually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know that
so.
when I was in high school, I one time the cop I passed a cop like that, and I was going too fast, and I knew the cop got me, but I was going to keep going on my route, which was a right turn to go up towards where I was working. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking the right. He didn't turn on his lights or do anything quick, but I realized that he was probably going to. And then like I went slow because I knew he was gonna fucking get me. He went up and he pulled me over. Eventually, the lights came on. I pulled over. And he was like, "Did you try to get?" And I was like, "No, I was just going towards my work. This is where I like you can see like I work there. It's down the road right there." And I went slow so that way you could get me. It's not like I pulled into a driveway or something. And I was like, "Yeah," but like the cops immediately assume that you're trying to evade. But then like he was like, once I talked to him about it, he's like, "Okay, fine. Here's your ticket."
Mine was pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
Mine looked like I was trying to evade.
Yeah.
I took like 3 right turns and then back out on the same fucking road.
Yeah,
like mine totally. Mine looked really bad. I did, but Aqua, when you said like pull into a driver real quick, you know, turn. When I was in high school, my buddy, you know, stupid asshole, he bought a bunch of bean burritos from Taco Bell, and I was like, why'd you buy so many bean burritos? And he was like, this is why. And he leans out the window. It's like 1 a.m., pitch black dark out. Leans out the window, and he just whips it at the back of a parked car on the side of the road. Bean burrito fucking explodes everywhere. And I was like, why the fuck did you do that? It was funny. Haha, funny. And I see like way the fuck back. Lights turn on, and I'm like, oh my god, you fucked us. Why did you do that? I immediately turned and took a left turn, took another left turn, and then pulled into someone's driveway and shut the car off.
Yep.
And the cop just fucking cooked it past
That's
us.
so cool.
I had never felt more badass in my entire life.
That is badass. I now think you're a badass.
That is, yeah. That's like classic.
Again,
Allegedly.
This is a fictional story.
Allegedly happened.
It never happened.
Yeah.
I'm only saying this to make myself look better, to make myself look cool.
In front of the gamer hole.
I had a friend who would do the similar thing because he did it once and then he got a thrill from it. So he often would speed crazily, and then when that happened, he would attempt to lose the police officers. It worked, I think, 3 times before he ended up going to court and losing his license. So
yeah, because they'll take note of your license plate, and then they'll still.
If they can get your license plate, they'll eventually get you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there used to be this like show called like Super Speeders, and it was these guys who would like speed like fucking crazy, and then
Just
I guess
heard one
like
through Dekie's mic.
yeah, I heard one ripping it through there. They drive like supercars, right? They drive like Lamborghinis, and they would just fucking gun it as fast as they could. But they'd strategically place their they'd get caught by speed traps right near like county lines, and they would make sure it's not like a state police pulling them over. They'd get like the county or the municipality police.
Allegedly.
Problem.
And so they would gun it past them, and they'd film the whole thing, and they sell them on like DVDs. This must have been like 2005 or back in the day. And they'd film it. They'd be like, there he is. They got a guy in the passenger seat like filming the cop trying to chase him, and they'd fucking gun it. And right when they got across the county line, the lights would just shut off, and the cop would just be like, not my problem anymore.
I did that unintentionally once, allegedly. I was driving too fast, and a cop was following me. He was closing in, and like he was just waiting for the right time when he could like safely pull me over. You know what I mean?
Run your plates before you get to the county line. Like, come on.
And then I just like, I guess, passed that line, and then he just peeled right off. But he wanted it. I could smell it. He was like real up close, you know, like right before they flipped those lights on. Anyway.
Oh, you guys are such bad boys. Now I'm jealous.
Well, mine was, I mean, I was just doing what I was supposed to do. He just didn't pull me over in time. Sucks to suck. Fucking pig.
I'm
just kidding.
Get fucked. Yeah.
This is so exciting. Let's commit some crimes.
Let's break the law.
Allegedly.
Let's allegedly break the law. I can't wait for the next Gamer Hole Streamer House. Oh my god. That's really good. Yeah. And we're gonna do it from King's house. It's gonna be our base of operations.
Pick everybody up in King's car from the airport.
Oh god.
There we go.
Dekie, do you even know how to drive?
My driver's license expired now. Yes, I know how to drive. I'm actually a very good slow driver. I'm not trying to do anything out there. I was a youngster.
A lot of people who live in big cities, I just assume they just don't know how to drive.
Yeah,
you don't need to drive.
A lot of people from cities, don't. My girlfriend doesn't.
My older sister doesn't know how to drive. She's like 30, 38, I think, 37. She doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah, if you grew up in a city your whole life, you don't necessarily need it, and you plan on living in a city.
Yeah, if you're in New York City, what do you need?
Yeah,
She doesn't need a car.
but yeah,
I don't know. You just radiated. I don't need to drive energy, Dekie. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't drive anymore,
I
but-
assumed you don't drive. Yeah, whatever. Well, speaking of the vaccine story of Dekie's,
That was pretty badass.
I had COVID last 2 weeks ago now, I guess.
I guess.
You got
I've
the
lost
positive
track
test?
of time. Yeah. Well, I didn't.
his wife did.
My
so-
wife
okay.
did. We were feeling not so good. She felt like shit one day and slept really late, like, till like noon. Was having trouble, like, getting up and doing things. And then we were like, oh, that's weird. Maybe you're just really tired. And then the next day she felt better. And the day after that, the next day she felt better, and then I had a day where I was like really tired, like weirdly tired, laid in bed like in the middle of the afternoon, which is something I don't usually do. And then the next day she had like a super bad headache, coughing, the whole thing, had a fever that night, and then the next day I had a very mild headache, and like a scratchy throat.
Yeah.
And then the next day, she got a little better and better and better, and then I got better from my point where I was. And we were like, I don't know, like, it might be COVID, but we were doing those, like, rapid tests at home, the Binax things, and those were coming back negative.
How do you do the ones at home? I know that's a
It's
big
really
thing in the
gotta
US.
like. It's gotta
Yeah.
have time to like work into your mucus. you
Yeah,
know?
Is that
I
just
get
a nose swab?
Yeah, you just stick that thing up until you touch your brain and spin it around and stuff, and then
They
you
can
put
trust-
it in this little
Trust
packet.
people to do that right at home?
Yeah, it's
Not
not hard.
really, but-
I did it. Yeah, you go. You
I don't
just
think-
go till
I
it's
wouldn't
really
put it up there
uncomfortable.
enough.
Oh,
I think that's
you
why
will.
those.
I
I think
thought
that's
I
why
would.
those tests aren't used to like
Yeah.
get you back to work or get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't like prove it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was worried I wasn't gonna go deep either. I did. I went deep. When you're there staring that
new thumbnail, title video.
when you're there staring that test in the face, you do what you got to do. You get in there. But anyway, so we
Get it in there deep.
yeah, I get in there deep. So we did the test, came back negative, those rapid ones. And then we were like, huh, that's weird. Maybe we don't have it. And then my wife lost her smell. And then we were like, oh,
Yeah.
that seems like COVID. And then she went and got a PCR, and it was confirmed. And then apparently, with Omicron especially, those rapids like don't always pick it up so well. And yeah, thankfully, neither of us were too worse for wear. Thanks to our vaccines, I would imagine. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting. I never lost my smell or anything like that. I was like in the thick of it during my drops on Tarkov. That was it was like
a day before. Yeah, 2 days before.
yeah, the
when you
day that
really
I
got
didn't
sick.
feel well was like 2 days before. And I was worried that I was going to get worse and not be able to do that. But
Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
That was a scary moment.
Wow, Aqua's got a Chad immune system.
Yeah.
I think if I even got a cold, I would just die right now. I think I'd just keel over and call it.
Well,
just call it quits.
it hits like always. Even it hits people differently.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, now I feel. Doesn't that mean like I like am immune for a little bit or something, or somewhat immune?
You're just even more or less
so-
likely to get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We're not doctors.
We're not doctors.
Disclaim that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, we're not doctors. No, I believe that there's especially with Omicron or whatever it's called, you still get it a lot of times, but your T cell sites or whatever have really good reception, so that way it doesn't make it go really bad. So essentially, you can get it without it getting super bad. As long as you've had COVID in the past or vaccine, it should keep you out of hospitalization. That's what I've been reading and looking into from actual doctors.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Again, I'm just watching YouTube and reading dumb research articles.
I think you're a fucking idiot.
I am. I didn't make it through med school, so...
Well,
Somebody asked me on stream the other day, they were like, if you had to allow one of the gamer holders to perform surgery on you, who would you choose?
I could
And I was like-
chiropractor you.
I was like, well, Kings, obviously. He went to med school for like a month, so obviously Kings.
Yeah, I'd pick Kings.
I think that I'd let Aqua do it and put it on Twitch. Because
Well, you're not going to do it yourself.
It would be content.
I would get banned. What do you mean? Maybe YouTube streaming would allow that, but not Twitch. Not
Pulling my
Twitch.
friend's liver out live.
Well,
You guys get... All right, go ahead.
sorry, I just wanted to say, like, it was weird. The reason I bring this up is A, it's kind of like the only news I have right now, the fact that we got COVID, but B, we didn't leave the house. Like, we didn't go anywhere, do anything. We have no idea where we got it from.
Though. Like, you did earlier than that. Like, that was the 5th
Weeks
or so.
before.
No, you went to New Year's thing, so that's
Yeah,
something.
but we just went to my parents' house, and none of them had it.
You could have got it through
What
that. They
about
don't
that
have to have
crazy
it.
guy that you hated?
That was
Yeah, could have been that
Thanksgiving.
crazy asshole.
That was
Could've been him.
Thanksgiving. That was way before.
But no, but your parents could have had it on something. You could have touched a door and got it randomly. Like, it does live on
I mean, somebody
surfaces
could
for a
have
know,
short
but,
chopped on
like-
the chips that you ordered from the store.
It
Yeah,
could be
that's
from
what
the
I'm
chips.
saying. Like, I bet
can be.
we ordered in food someone sneezed in with COVID or something. Like,
Good. It lives on surfaces
just-
for a short time, so you could have picked it up. You
I don't
never
know how Katie being a teacher, I don't know how I haven't gotten fucking sick. I don't know
Yeah.
how I haven't like got like confirmed just like fucking sick.
it's luck of the
guys.
draw, you know?
It's been like 3 years. I don't know how I'm just like dodging fucking raindrops or something. I like to think I'm superhuman.
Yeah, yeah. Your
I like
body's
to think
clearly
that
been proving that.
I like to think that Katie takes like
I'm like about to throw up right now, honestly. Like,
I think Katie
feel
takes Purell and just like covers her body with it before she like walks through the door to get home, just so she cleanses herself of all the sickness.
she takes a lot of vitamin D.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start taking vitamin D.
I'm
Vitamin D's
supposed to
nuts.
be taking that, but I don't.
I think everyone in New York is supposed to be taking vitamin D.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm also supposed to be. I remember when I got my blood work done forever ago, and they were like, everything looks great, but your vitamin D is like super low, which is like really normal up here.
Also,
You guys
you're a
use those
fucking greasy little gamer. You're as a gamer, that's you know that's a diagnosis without even having to check that you have low
remember
vitamin D.
She was like, it's normal up here in the winter. You know, people don't get as much sunlight. They're inside more. And I'm like, yeah, it's normal for me year round. So,
I got my blood work done in the summer in August. Still low. Why?
really abnormal blood work here. Do you go outside ever?
I've been outside twice this year. Screw you.
Nah, the grass. I don't like looking at it.
For every blade of grass I see.
Grass really bothers me. Just being in the vicinity of it. I try to actually keep away.
If you guys, when's the last time you walked on grass with bare feet? They say that's very good for your soul or something.
I hate
it like
that, dude. Grass
grounds
is
you.
itchy.
Yeah. I don't like it either. You get a little tick in your toes and you
this
get
summer.
Lyme disease.
This summer.
Last summer, I was in my backyard
Yeah.
and I got down and I was like, I'm just gonna look at the grass. I don't know why I did it. I just like got down and looked at the grass, and there was like just thousands of bugs. Just like
Not for me.
I was like, why would I ever sit on grass. There's so many fucking bugs down here. And then I was like, I'm not going out there without shoes on. Fucking bugs and shit. Ew.
Yeah.
Not a fan. I ripped up some like concrete in my backyard last summer. We had this like disgusting carport area with just like pavers that had no preparation before the pavers were put in. There was like no sand underneath, no liner. They just straight up took pavers, slapped them on the grass, and they were like,
That's
we
good
can
enough.
park our car here now. And so I tore all that up, and underneath was an intricate world, an intricate lineage of ant civilization.
And
I was
you
like
destroyed
ripping
it in one
I was
day.
ripping the roof off of their whole colony. There were millions of these fuckers, and I found their little ant breeding chambers. It was just full of like little beans, which I assume were eggs. But it was just like thousands of these.
We talk about bugs a lot.
Anyway, Aqua's bug hole. You can always post pictures in the Discord.
Bug.
We like bugs here on the gamer hole.
Isn't your Steam name Bug?
Yeah, yeah, it
Steam
is
name?
actually.
Whatever happened to ant farms? Everyone needs to bring those back.
I
Alien
wanted to
ant
have an ant
farm.
farm on stream for a long time. I thought it'd be a really good like extra camera.
Yeah.
But then like I kind of got depressed thinking of like what happens when I kill them.
Well, how do you do that? Oh yeah.
What do you feed them?
Have you guys ever watched Ants Canada on YouTube?
Ants Canada?
You guys never watched Ants Canada?
I don't even know what that is.
All right.
This
look,
is like fucking whatever. What's that show?
it's a YouTube channel, and
Clone
it's like
hat. What is it?
Clone
It's
guy.
like Clone High. How can you not remember Clone High? Okay, no, it's not like that. Okay, it's a YouTube channel. He's got like 5 million subscribers, and he just keeps ants, and he just like plays with them. The dude's got like his whole home is just ants. He keeps like hundreds of different fucking colonies of ants, and one of them he keeps in like an open top ant colony. So like I kind of get it. Like it's fun. Like for me, I love like doing saltwater tanks, and it's fun to like set the tank up and like get the levels all right and aquascape it the way you want it. He does the same thing but with ants, right? He like makes a little terrarium. I say little, but he's got like massive tanks like the size of my desk, and he builds like in them. And he did this one where it's like he there's no top, there's no lid on his ant farms.
Yeah.
And he puts like baby powder, talc powder around the top, and the ants like crawl up, and then they hit the powder and they fall down. They can't get out. And I think about that like constantly, how brave that guy is to just like say, fuck it, this powder will keep the ants from literally invading my fucking home. Like imagine letting just like the,
And then one breeze comes through, and
his ant colonies are like big, like millions of fucking ants. And he feeds them like cockroaches. He feeds them like carcasses of bugs.
Or chicken heads is what I'm watching right now. This is disgusting. I don't like this.
too.
I feel itchy.
And he does these things where he'll like connect the ant colonies to other like terrariums by creating like tubes just through his fucking house. I can't imagine just like
This sounds
looking
pretty
up and
cool.
their like a tube of ants.
This is
just,
a real
like,
bug
going-
man.
That's a bug guy. That's a straight up bug guy. All it would there was
I mean,
one
I
where he,
like ants. They're my favorite bug, probably, but I don't want any of that shit.
he went on like
Honestly.
vacation one time, and he had his friend like watch his ants, and he came home and his ants were like they had formed like a pyramid of ants up to the edge of like the fucking like
World War
top
Z.
of the, yes, like the World War Z zombies, like of ants up to the top, and they were like this close to breaking free. He was like,
Dekie,
I gotta
get rid
get
of that.
powder on that.
Get rid of that thing. He just linked a fucking chicken head covered in ants.
It's on the man's channel. This is Canadian ants or whatever.
It looks pretty cool.
Ants Canada.
It's disgusting.
Ants Canada.
The chicken looks like it's alive, and it's just like, get them off of me.
I watched a documentary about like the Amazon rainforest or some rainforest, and they were like, one of the deadliest things that if you ever sleep in this thing is ants. And I was like,
ants.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
They fucking freaky little fuckers.
Wanna hear a funny story?
Their little warrior ants are like they have a venom that'll just paralyze you, and then they can just everyone will just come kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was once on a tropical vacation in the Bahamas.
Big mistake.
The Bahamas.
Big mistake.
They got bugs down there.
They got bugs down there, and
Let's see if he makes it through.
my wife decided to put on a like a mask, like a some sort of face mask at night, and
to prevent bugs from like getting
no. Like, you know, like how girls like
like
put
a-
on
like
like
a
a
beauty
mask,
mask.
like a beauty
Okay.
mask. Yeah, it was like a cucumber like beauty mask.
Oh no.
Probably filled with sugar.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And she's sleeping in this tropical, setting, and like there's a lot of like indoor outdoor kind of things going on. You got your like, there's like the windows open and like things like that. You want to hear, the ocean at night kind of thing, so like we're sleeping and she wakes up in the middle of the night screaming, and I'm like, I get up like, what the fuck is going on? And I run to the bathroom and I see her, and she's all, her face, I was like, who are you? Who is that? It was all swollen. She looked like Quasimodo from her eye was all puffed up, her lip was huge. It was like just all these bugs were just biting her face all night because of the mask, like millions of bugs. And it was crazy. She was very upset. Like the whole
holy
for
shit.
days
Start
after,
of vacation or end?
like in the middle.
Ooh.
The whole for like a few days after, she looked all messed up. She's just taking Benadryl like crazy, just trying to get her face to go back to normal. It was pretty crazy.
She got bugged.
She got bugged big time. Yeah.
I got bugged in the Bahamas, like a t-shirt.
She got
I got bugged.
Yeah, word to the wise: don't put a mask on in a tropical
put sugar
place.
on your face before
yeah,
bedtime.
yeah. Man,
That's fucked.
That
That's
is
crazy.
really scary.
I used to have just fucking horrible ants in my kitchen. I couldn't get rid of the fuckers.
Just like the
They
flies.
drove me insane. I would like spray Ortho Home Defense Max everywhere. I would create a bug perimeter around my house,
Very important.
and then I'd set the little traps for them to take the poison back to their little queen. I would kill these fucking guys in just droves, ant genocide. And every day I'd wake up and there's another little trail of them in the corner of the kitchen going for another little crumb. That took 2 years to finally get rid of them.
what about those gnats that you were complaining about on the show?
Yeah, they were living in the potting soil. We threw out. It was like, I feel really bad about it. because
The
Katie-
Christmas cactus.
Yeah, Katie loves gardening. She loves plants, but like, it was the only way. I was going insane. There was always a little every day. There was like 1 or 2 in the office. There was like 100 in the fucking kitchen. I couldn't do it. I was going insane. So we threw out every single potted plant in the house, and I got rid of them.
Good.
But house is like less lively now. I used to have like you get beautiful monstera plants.
Have you tried just getting your own stuff, like a potting soil that's been UV whatever, so that way?
Yeah, we did that, but it
have
was
eggs?
too late because there was already a couple in the house, and
Yeah.
then they would get into that potting soil.
Yeah,
and then,
I get it. Yeah.
So we just gave up, and then now we can like restart this summer, but fucking nightmare, the bug situation. That was insane. I'd like to move somewhere where bugs just don't exist.
I like where we are because in winter there's not much bugs.
Winter's nice.
Winter's nice.
That's the only good part of winter. No bugs.
How do you guys?
When I was in Florida, my parents had. There wasn't really any bugs, but instead they like swapped them with these little fucking geckos.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cute until you open a sliding glass door to walk out on a back porch, and two of them fucking bolt inside and just start fucking.
Yeah, it's fun though. Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we had one of those. You know, we opened the door, it bolted inside, and now it lives behind the TV. That's probably why they don't have any bugs, because they've got so many of these fucking geckos living under the sofa.
True.
They were freaky.
How do you feel about cockroaches?
They'll outlive us
I
all.
don't love them.
If I saw a cockroach, I'd sell my house.
I've never had cockroach problems. I don't even know if I've seen cockroaches really, but I've seen June bugs, and those things I don't like either.
What's wrong with June bugs? I used to have like pet June bugs every summer when I was a kid.
Yeah, you tie the little yarn to it, a little thread to the June bug.
I did that with a bee.
What?
Like a honey
I just
bee.
always would pour out like whatever I was drinking, and then they'd come and drink it because it was sugary, and I'd always pretend it was the same one.
There's a way more fun way. It's to take a little like thing of string and you tie it to like their little leg, and then you can.
Yeah, I did that with a bee. You have to freeze them. You catch a bee, put it in the freezer till it stops moving. You can't kill it though. You just till it stops moving.
Yeah, the
then you
freezer
tie
makes
the
them
string.
docile.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
you
put them in the sun. They wake up and they start flying around. And then you got a bee on a string.
This is horrific. What?
I don't condone this action either. I think
this has been a thing since like the 1800s.
I mean,
allegedly, we did tie a string to a bee.
Like, how did you have such good... I want Aqua as my surgeon. How did you tie a string to a bee's leg without ripping, like, the leg off or something?
Dude, come on. You
can do it.
You just
a
make
thin
a
little
knot
string.
so it's a circle, and then you just...
Yeah, but have it
down
tight
on the leg
enough to where it doesn't just fly out of the knot?
Dude,
but not break its leg?
They've got pretty strong legs.
I mean, I'm not a bee expert. I don't know the details.
And then when you're done flying your bee, you put it back in the freezer. It gets all slow again. You take the thing off, put it back in the sun, it flies away. It's fine.
And then he comes back next year for another hangout.
Yeah. And then your mom says, why is there a bee in the freezer? And then you explain your intentions. And
Dove, do not eat.
my brother, my older brother, did like some project in like biology. I don't know what it was, but some project for school. And he had to capture like dragonflies, and they would always just be in the freezer because you'd freeze them till they're dead. That way, he could put a pin in them and then
you do
mark all the parts
thing
of it and what type of butterfly it is and all this other stuff. And one time I went into the freezer for food and grabbed like a dragonfly or something, and it just like freaked me out because I was like 10 or whatever, and I was like, "What the fuck, bug?" Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you ate a dragonfly.
No, I didn't eat it, but like you reach in, you grab like what you think's gonna be food, and pop, and then it's a fucking bug, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
My parents had like framed butterflies all over the fucking house.
My family had a lot of that.
What is it
all
with
sorts of bugs?
Framed bugs.
I'm watching a video of a bee strapped to a bunch of screws on a string, and this is horrific. This is war crime material.
It's a war crime.
You're a monster, Aqua.
PETA is coming after.
Zeechum did it too.
This is like a classic.
Also, there were no
classic
screws involved. It's a kid thing.
Is so sad.
I saw it on like Ed, and Eddie or CKY or something or both.
Dekie, I learned it from my grandma. She used to do it in like the 30s.
You're gonna get canceled.
Well, grandparents are also racist.
Well, she's not.
Dekie, you were probably fucking you didn't you say you went with a little magnifying glass burning ants and shit? Fuck you.
Oh wow. We tie a bee to a piece of string and then let it go afterwards, and we're monsters.
Like
but Dekie commits genocide on ants, and
He's out there salting snails, fucking watching them shrivel up and getting off to it, probably. Son of a bitch. You sick fuck.
Cockroaches are everywhere outside.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. Anytime I go outside, it's cockroaches galore. She's terrified of it. She's always like, I'm like, what is it gonna do to you? Just like walk by it. Yeah, oh yeah, we got rats.
We got rats.
Yeah. We were just talking, there's a massive dead rat. I hate seeing the dead rats, dude. I love the rats. I'm like, you live your best life out in there in the sewers.
You hate
doing
seeing the dead rats because
do.
you're like, how'd they die? Is it something I'm gonna eat? Am I gonna eat the same thing as that rat?
But yeah, I fully embrace the roaches and the rats. I'm a fan. She hates them. Like she's had like a rat try and crawl up her leg once though. It was terrible.
That's fucking gross.
Honestly, we were like walking home drunk and it like got up on her foot and she's like ah, and then she like shook it and like he's like trying to like get up there and then he got knocked off.
That is scary. Like,
but then
rats
I was, like,
attack,
we had to like inspect and be like, is there like breaks in the skin? Did he get his dirty little claws into her or whatever?
Yeah, rats attack.
Yeah,
he was just scared. Yeah, he wasn't doing anything foul, but
you know the videos of people like they're walking on the street and a rat just like keeps coming at them and they end up having to just fucking boot the rat, like they just kick it across the road because it won't stop like coming for them.
we just deleted the chicken head.
I didn't want to look at it anymore either. It was grossing me out.
I don't like that.
All right, then you guys are gonna love this. I want Ben to put this in the thing. I just saw this on Twitter the other day, and now that we're talking about cockroaches, I can put it in the Discord. It's that clip of the girl. She's like, I'm at my friend's house, and I was going to use the microwave, and the numbers were blinking, so I went to go look at the blinking numbers, and it's like a recording of the numbers on a microwave, and there's just like thousands of cockroaches on the inside of the microwave moving over the numbers, making them look like they're blinking.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, goodness gracious. I had bed bugs in New York City.
Ooh.
That was like a big thing in New York
City,
more
than roaches or anything
Have I talked about this before?
You did,
I think so. Yeah.
You did.
Have you? Because I don't remember this. Because bed bugs are one of my.
He was talking about his girlfriend was over or something.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, we're married now. She didn't. Like it was like really early on, and she was staying over, and like we like flipped a light on. Just little bugs all over the place. So terrible.
Where? At your house?
My apartment.
At your apartment?
Yeah.
You disgusting person.
It wasn't me,
no, dude.
It was either.
Dude, once you get bed bugs, that it's like
It's
my
game over
friend,
for your
my
house.
dumb
like, you gotta
friend,
get out, everything.
went and got like sweaters for something called SantaCon, where everybody in New York City dresses up like Santa and gets fucking drunk. So we went to the Salvation Army and picked up like sweaters, like Christmas sweaters that we wore around that day. And I'm pretty sure that's where they came from.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably a good shot.
Dude,
Also,
anybody
my
can get
building
bed
was
bugs.
under construction, so they could have just come out of the fucking woodwork in the building. I don't know which it was.
Yeah.
But either way, that sucked. Because you get these little bites all over your body, and you're like, "Ugh, what is this?" And then you don't know what it is, and then you have to. You end up with a dog that comes in, a bed bug smelling dog. That's a big fucking scam. Although the dog did find them, and the dog finds the bugs, and then the guy's like, "Well, you got to spray," and then you spray, and then they're still there. They don't go away, and then you got to move, and then it's like, "Oh my god!"
Because all it takes is like one of them just like nestled in a little crack somewhere.
But when you move.
You're fucked.
You bring them with you. You bring bugs with you. You got to get a whole new bed. You got to get new clothes.
Yep. Burn everything.
How did you ultimately get rid of the bed bugs?
We moved.
Just moving enough?
Yeah, we moved.
That's terrifying.
You gotta.
Dude, I'm scared of bed bugs.
We ditched our couch, the bed, the mattresses. Made sure like all the clothes were like torched in the you got to put them in the dryer on high.
Put them in a bag and put them in the dryer. Yep.
Yeah, bag everything up. Like anything that like a bug could get into, you have to just like get rid of. It fucking sucked. It was so shit. Yeah, it was not great.
What a nightmare, dude. To actually have them in your bed is like
they can't hurt you in any way, but they suck your blood and you get these little bites.
they can pass bloodborne illness.
No, they don't actually.
Sure.
No, not bed bugs.
Don't they?
They aren't capable of. I looked this up because I was very nervous about it.
Still.
Yeah. They're physically harmless. Like, they can't give you any diseases or anything, but they mentally wear on you tremendously.
Yeah, your mental health.
Just getting into bed and knowing you're gonna get sucked by some bugs.
I couldn't.
You know.
I would not be able to get in that bed.
That's
ever,
terrifying. Yeah, I'm scared of bed bugs. I'm a dirty.
What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? You know, you got nowhere else to sleep.
I'll go sleep anywhere else. I'll go sleep outside. I'll sleep in a tent in the backyard before I sleep in a bed bug.
Listen,
bed.
I knew it was happening, but I was in denial. You know, I was seeing the bites. Like, this was in like 2012. They were rampant in New York City at that time. Rampant. Yeah, everybody had them. No one was going to see movies because you get them at the movie theater. Like sitting in a chair in a restaurant. Like, you would go. My roommate at the time was on the subway. He saw one crawling up someone's neck, just like someone on the train.
Wait, bed bugs are
disgusting.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought bed bugs supposed to be like
some of them. No,
some
of them
they're
get
big. They can get big.
Some of them get big.
I mean, if they've been feeding.
Yeah. So
seriously.
when I was I did a brief stint working demolition and construction, mostly demolition. And we had we got a job where we had to empty out a apartment complex. All the tenants eventually got kicked out. The apartment complex was getting an entire overhaul, and most of the tenants just left all their shit, all their trash, their beds, their sofas, everything. And it was pretty significantly lower income housing and just fucking dirty. Really, really dirty. And we walked in there and we saw bed bugs immediately. And my boss was like, don't go in there, and we're gonna go buy new. We went and bought clothes from Walmart, and then he bought those Pyrex suits or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had different clothes, and we had an extra layer of a suit we wore, and then we had to clean out this fucking apartment. It was the worst experience of my life. And then afterwards, I went home and I would just strip naked on the back porch, and that clothing.
That's
would
seriously
just
what
get
you have to
fucking
do, and you just light it on fire. Yeah, that's actually.
So he would bring us clothes from Walmart, and then those little oversuits.
If you get an egg on something, you can track it with you. Yeah, it's so fucked. It's disgusting.
That was the most anxiety-induced time of my life, because I was still living with my parents. My parents would have killed me if I brought home fucking bed bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for 3 months, and then I was like, I don't belong here.
Yeah, that's terrifying. What about leeches?
We emptied
you guys
everything
ever
out,
get
and then
leeches?
No.
Oh, you guys haven't had leeches? Dude, I've had a lot of leeches on me.
Katie's had leeches.
Cool.
Katie's had leeches.
That's how his doctor would cure him when he was a kid.
No, I lived in the South. I did a lot of stuff outdoors, like canoeing and other, adventures in the woods.
That is a South thing.
Dude,
you wander through a stream.
Yeah. You go hiking, do other
Were you
stuff.
Decky was like Huckleberry Finn growing up? With no shoes, big patches on his overalls, just playing outside all the time.
Little piece of straw in his mouth. Yeah. And he tucks his thumbs under his overall and he rocks back and forth
well, howdy, mister.
Got a couple leeches on you, I see. Gonna have to burn those off.
Yeah.
But leeches are you'd go through the water, you don't feel them bite you or anything, and then you come out and you have them on your legs or on whatever, and they're on all big and well, they're not usually big, but they suck your blood quick. They get big.
Yeah.
And you got to get a lighter and you burn it to make it release its vagina things or whatever it's got.
Yeah, because if you rip it off, it could keep its
yeah,
bits in you.
Oh, and I'm not a fan. They're gross. It's not painful. Never was it like it's just gross because like it's not just like a tick. Ticks are gross too because they're like sucking your blood. But like
And they make you sick.
It's a
Fuck
larger
ticks.
creature.
Yeah.
And it's all slimy. It's just in there. So yeah, you guys are lucky. I didn't have a lot of leech experiences, but multiple times in my life did I have some run-ins.
If I can just make it through life without any bedbug encounters,
I'm right there with you.
It'll be a successful life.
Anytime
Honestly,
that I wake
they're
up
not-
and I have any kind of bites, I'm always all like,
No.
is it happening?
If I see a spider in my bedroom, sometimes I'll move to the couch. So no fucking chance. It's all right if I've got bed bugs. No.
I
chance.
mean, they're not that like rampant anymore. Like you're probably not gonna get them for now at least.
Actually, when I was working at that video game store as well, a guy came in and he wanted to trade in like a stack of PS2 games, and you got to go through the games to make sure the discs are in there and are in okay condition. And I remember opening the first game and just hordes of bed bugs in the
Oh god. Did you give it back to them and say fuck you?
Yeah.
And I immediately set it down and I was like, you gotta go. I'm sorry, man. He was like, what the fuck you mean I gotta go? And I was like, I take this.
It's filled
and
with
leave.
bugs.
And he wouldn't leave. And I had to get the owner to come out and be like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I don't want your bug games. Get out of here.
God.
Oh.
Bug games.
I'm all itchy right now. I don't want to go to bed anymore.
Okay, well, unfortunately for you, I do. So we're gonna wrap this up.
I
I think we should end it right after Dekie said that. And I don't want to go
We
to
do that
bed
a lot,
anymore.
though.
Boom.
At some point, we gotta start saying goodbye to our viewers.
All right. I like the harsh ending.
The last 3 episodes, we've just been doing the funny cuts at the end.
Because what Aqua gets, what Aqua
This
wants.
is
Aqua wants.
creeping me out. But yeah, well, man, what did we talk about today? Just bugs and fucking balls?
Bugs and balls. Bugs and balls,
For
baby.
over an hour. Hey, thank you for watching the Gamer Hole today. I hope you enjoyed your time in the hole with us. I know we did. If you want to support the channel even further than just watching it, which we appreciate so much, because let's face it, we're not exactly, we're not great conversationalists, but we try. But if you want to see some exclusive content, every week we do a special episode as well as the occasional live stream, just some extra stuff. You can join the members program here on YouTube. There's a little join button down below the video there. Check it out if you want to, get some extra stuff or even just support what we're doing here. Either way, we'll see you again next week, every Thursday, forever. Okay, thanks again.